Okay, here we are, NFT London 2022, and I'm here with Hilal. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great, doing great.
Big pleasure to meet you. So, tell us about Valeria Games.
Yeah, Valeria Games, we are a blockchain gaming studio. We raised about $4 million back in April 2022. Since then, we've scaled our team from 2 employees to 40. We have the full in-house cycle game development, the blockchain side of things, everything's covered. We have our first mobile game set to release in Q1 2023, the title Land of Valeria. It is a real-time strategy, energy, and card-based game. And yeah, everything within the game, digital collectibles or NFTs, whatever you like to call it, set to launch, beta soon, and full launch next year.
So, in the marketplace, obviously it's quite hard when bringing gamers into the NFT market. What do you feel like the hesitancy is with at the moment?
I think it's education. I think a lot of people who are hearing NFTs, they kind of just read the headlines and they'll see like an ape going for X amount of dollars and think this is a scam, this is a rug. And it is a big part of our community where we do have, there's a lot of scams going on, there's a lot of rugs going on. So it doesn't reflect well on the on the ecosystem as a whole. So I think the education piece for the general public is extremely important. We need a lot of people who are focused on that, creating content on YouTube, on Twitter, just kind of educating the masses on the actual technology in place here and the potential future use cases. And I think once people really understand the gist of things, they'll be onboarded. I think seeing it live in action and actually getting a taste of it is the best way to do it. Like we saw with Reddit recently. Reddit gave everybody NFTs, digital collectibles in their wallet without telling them. They just called it digital collectibles. And Reddit was the #1 biggest hater of NFTs, but they saw these customizable avatars. They were having fun with it. They saw they could resell it, and then they were all on board. So yeah, I think it's just that education is the biggest missing component of our space.
No, I love that one. With NFTs in gaming as well, the main thing that people want is utility in it as well. So we're doing something very similar. With your NFTs, you can customize them yourself, you can level up with them. What's the kind of utility that you've got in your game?
Yeah, so the main utility of our NFT which we've sold is the Genesis Land. And the Genesis Land is what we use to raise our funds. And that comes with 3 main things. So the Genesis Land is kind of an investment piece, we like to tell people, as opposed to an actual gaming piece. And what it does is, once a week you would receive a booster pack that has in-game assets. You can choose to sell that booster pack seal to other players, open up that booster pack, sell the actual NFTs within it to other players, or you can use the NFTs yourself to play the game. Now, that's just kind of the small piece of utility. The main thing is the next 2 parts, which is the token. The VALS token is at the heart of our ecosystem, and we treated our community as the kind of the venture capitalists, the pre-seed investors. And as opposed to giving our tokens for pennies on the dollars to VCs, which then a lot of time gets dumped on the community, we gave those perks to our community members. So 30% of our token is allocated to our community members through the Genesis Land. And then all the excess tokens that are used within the ecosystem, whether they use it to purchase skins, to level up their Valerians, they want it in tournaments, all those excess tokens are going to be redistributed to the landholders as well. So 3 main things: the booster packs, 30% of tokens, and the excess land. That's the main utility of our Genesis Land.
I love it. I also love this beautiful graphics that we've got behind us as well. The game looks absolutely incredible. Main thing that I am drawn to though is that beautiful plushie.
Showcase it to the camera right here.
There you go, you see? How can people get one of these beautiful plushies?
So this is Kuko. And I think a big thing that people are missing in this space is they're building out games, but they're not building out a story. They're not building out the IP of the project. And why do people care about Pikachu? Why do people care about Charizard? Because the manga, because the show associated to it, because the characters we grew up watching. Every day before school at 8 o'clock, I would have a bowl of cereal and watch the latest episode of Pokemon. And then when I played the game, those guys meant something to me. When I collected the cards and I opened up the packs, those guys meant something to me. So building out the IP for our project, building out the IP for our entire ecosystem is extremely important to us. This is Kuko. Kuko is our fire starter. He has 3 evolutions, but you can see super cute guy, super cute plushie. Right now, the only way to get it is if you're at NFT London. These are not for sale. We got 3 of them right now. And we're going to be giving them out at the end of tomorrow to anybody who has retweeted our pin tweet. We'll pick out a lucky winner and give them out that way. But afterwards, we plan to, of course, launch these on a merch store associated with the lore when the game is out and everything's going well. I think just that's a big piece people are missing in the space, is building out the IP, building out the story, building out the lore of your project, as opposed to just launching a game with all these characters, but no backstory and no meaning to them and no depth to them. So yeah, that's what this is all about.
I love it. There's another game out there that's going to be something very interesting. It's called OpiPets. It's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
Game first. That's what the place is missing. Too many people are interested in making the money, but not actually bringing the utility of a story, of a lore-rich things that you can actually get immersed into. So thank you very much for doing that. We've got a question as well from the word of Rod.
So, why did you go for RTS?
So we chose to do a real-time strategy game. I think just because when it comes to skill and kind of the interactiveness between players, turn-based is, well, I love turn-based games as well. I think it just adds another layer of skill and strategy when it's real-time strategy. And a game that, like one of the number one mobile games right now is Clash Royale, and they bring in, I don't know the exact number, but millions of dollars per month through their in-game transactions. And that real-time strategy is just another depth of skill added to the game to have a differentiation between players, and it's super interactive. It gets people like involved in the game 24/7 as opposed to you do your turn, now I gotta wait, then they do their turn, and they gotta wait. When you have that real-time strategy going, you're always in tune. And nowadays, people's attention span is 0, so they gotta be stimulated 24/7. And in the real-time strategy game, you're not afforded the ability to look away. Then you lose. You gotta be on point. You gotta be. I think it's just the way things are going, right? I think it's the way things are going.
One last question. What time do I win that plushie?
Pardon?
What time do I win that plushie?
You win that plushie at 8 o'clock tomorrow if you're lucky.
I'm joking.
If you're lucky enough.
Thank you so much, Hilal. Hilal from Valeria Games.